Hello, trading is closed on the 27th of July, 2023. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer, go over our calls, and make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Friday, July 28th, 2023. Remember, I can be dead wrong. Any trade you make should be made at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early high, which is this. Typically, it's a rally day. Failure is a straight line drop. That's a straight line drop. And it should lead to further declines, even if we don't close lower tomorrow. We also said if we traded significantly under 45, 55, 65, that we should trade under the line by as much as we traded over it. We traded over it by 52 points. The line's 45, 55 and change, so as a minimum target for the drop, should see close to 4,500, assuming we don't significantly trade over this 45, 55, 65. And I mean, a point or two doesn't mean much, but nothing significant. We should trade down to at least around 4,500. MEJT doesn't trust the drop, says there's a target of 45, 92, 67. Well, the rules say if we don't gap down, it prints tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen. And MEJT nearly always leaves a failed target at major changes in trend, which is what we've been looking for. So actually, the fact that we now have a failed target, I think, could be viewed as negative. This is the DeMark stuff calling for a top in this area. His stop loss is based on closing prices, and this one seems to be working. So there should be a correction of significance, but again, it could be in terms of time rather than price. We made a slight break of this line and promptly closed under it. I don't think that changes anything, but someone told me the best form of technical analysis is to put a chart up on the wall and look at it. And if you look at it, you can't see this uptrend broken yet. And so if that's going to amount to something, you really have to see a clearer break than we've seen so far. I'm not saying it won't happen, just saying it hasn't happened yet. It's getting a bit stretched for me to say this could be having a relationship with this wave magenta 1. I suspect we're seeing black 1 and magenta 3. I suspect we're going to have a pullback here, but it should be tradable. And then I'm looking for my huge rally in wave 3 of multiple degree. Signals are mixed. The pattern tomorrow should have the early high. Doesn't mean you won't gap down. It is positive there's a higher target. Now, I think it won't print tomorrow, and the system typically leaves a failed target at a major change in trend. But even though I don't think we'll see it tomorrow, it should print at some time. It's negative. We hit a new recovery high, closed red, and made an outside reversal bar. The failure of today's action to be bullish nearly always means more downsides coming, regardless of how we close on Friday. The DeMark indicators and sentiment indicators both have been calling for a high in this area, and so long as today's high hold, I'm assuming today was it. I think we're going to have significant selling. Could be consolidation. I think it'll be selling, but once it's done, I think we're going to get a full recovery and a lot more than that. So it's obviously negative action. We have the minimum target around 4,500 cash, which doesn't mean it prints tomorrow. Doesn't even mean we go down tomorrow. But I do think we'll trade lower tomorrow at some point. This is a rejection of all these highs. And I'd like to see some follow through to be confident. Again, any signal without follow through doesn't mean a thing. We gap up and take this high out. Well, all is forgiven. It's not what I'm calling for. It's a pattern with the early high. This should get follow through. And even if we close up tomorrow, we have lower targets. That's today's call.